So you want to start a business, but it feels like an impossible task. I get it. Maybe you're thinking, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, or maybe you just feel like you don't have the confidence to get this thing off the ground. Well, guess what? The world's most successful people, the people that you look up to and you admire, they started exactly where you are at right now. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been there too. I've battled cancer, I've lost my mom, I've lost my job, I've been homeless, left with nothing but $1, a dream, and a belief that life could be better. But even in those moments of struggle, I learned that the only way out was through action. Look at Steve Jobs. He started Apple. Look at Jeff Bezos. He started Amazon from his garage. Look at Oprah. She went through countless rejections before she became the global icon that she is today. They didn't wait for perfect conditions to start, just like I didn't. They started where they were with what they had, and that's the same thing that you can do today. And if you're somebody who's thinking you don't have the knowledge or the resources to start your own business, it is your lucky day. I'm gonna be sharing with you 5 steps to get your business started in 2024. Now, these steps aren't just theory. These are steps that I've learned from some of my greatest mentors and ones that I've experienced myself. So if you're ready to learn from some of the world's best entrepreneurs and successful business people, stick with me because I'm about to tell you how you can become one of the next. First, you need to start with your purpose. This needs to be something that is attached to your why and a problem that you truly care about. Here's what I'll tell you. You could absolutely go out and find something that will make you money. Anything can make you money if you solve a problem. But I'll tell you, as fast as the money comes is as fast as you'll burn out if you don't have something that you're passionate and you truly care about. I love the book by Simon Sinek that says start with why, because you have to go 7 levels deep and ask yourself, why do I care about this? What truly matters to me? And when you do that, that's something that you've attached to when it gets hard. And trust me when I tell you, it will get hard. You'll be able to continue to drive through. For me, that was financial freedom. I knew that I needed to break the cycle that generations had caused, where I didn't come from anything, but when I left, I had to leave my family something. So for you, you have to figure out what is that, right? Everything that you do needs to be attached to this why. Let's take a look at Howard Schultz. He's the guy that a lot of us know behind Starbucks. His why or his purpose is that he wanted a place where people truly felt connected. He wanted a place that he called the third home, that place that you would go in between your home and your workplace. For you, you have to ask yourself, what is that? Because you want to make sure that when it gets tough, and the road always gets tough, that you can stand strong because you have a picture in your mind of why you're doing it. Attach it to your family. Attach it to a promise that you made to someone else of how you're going to give them a better life or how you're just going to give yourself a better life. If you can write that down and you can look at that every single day, that's how you'll know that you're living on purpose, you're living in your purpose, and that's how you'll truly have a business that you love and you can go through the battle on. So, how do you find a problem that is attached to your purpose? Well, look back over the last 3 to 5 years. Look back over the last 10 years. What's something that really pained you? What's something that caused you trauma and you know that if someone else is going through it as well, it's causing them some type of trauma? Now, it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but if it is something that was a real pain point that sticks out in your mind, trust me, it's going to be something that sticks out in someone else's mind as well. So you go try to solve that thing. You go try to bring a solution to that thing, and that's how you'll have a problem that's worth solving. And ideally, if you can be the best at solving it and keep it very simple on how you solve it, people will pay you for that. Just make sure it comes from a place of purpose and not just about income. Now, once you found something that is attached to your purpose, here's where it gets very fun. Now, before, if you think back the last 5 years, we would have to spend thousands of dollars. We would have to spend weeks, months, maybe even years building out, product design and trying to do product market fit. But the tools that we have today, especially using AI, can get you from idea to execution in just days, right? What used to take decades, as my mentor would say, can now take you just days. And if you're somebody who you've never started a business before. When I first started, I didn't have any of these fancy tools or consultants. I didn't have any coaches, but for what took me months and even years, right? I luckily was able to get my first business, which was a real estate business, off the ground in 9 months. This can take you literally days. Let's think about Damon John, the founder of Fubo. He started with just $40 in his bank account. He didn't have any investors. He didn't have any safety net. All he started with was $1 and a dream. He wound up building Fubo to a almost $1 billion company. He started by hand sewing hats in his living room, and he grew his brand step by step using whatever resources that he had. And today, it's even easier. You can use these AI tools to help you brainstorm marketing copy, help you create business plans. You can even use Canva to help you design professional websites, do marketing videos. You have everything right at your fingertips, and it won't take you weeks. It'll take you days. And if you're really hungry, it can take you even hours. And one of the best things is you can do this without hiring anyone. And even if you do hire a couple people with the likes of Upwork or Fiverr, you can hire people at a fraction of the cost of hiring normal traditional developers. I'll tell you, I'm currently working with a client. She's a 22-year-old gal named Ashley, and she just launched her beauty line. I told her the exact same things. She went from no product, no audience to within 1 week because of AI tools and free platforms. She was able to get her business off the ground and create her first sale, and that sale came because of free tools. So in 2024, there's no excuses. You don't need to be a tech genius. You just need to have hunger, because you can launch not in the next year, not in the next month, but maybe in the next week. And again, if you're hungry enough, you can launch that thing today. So your second step is to build lean, build fast, and allow AI to do the heavy lifting for you. I know that I would. Now, before you go full steam ahead, one of the first things that I need you to do is validate your idea. One of the things that many entrepreneurs, especially new entrepreneurs, mess up with is they go and they try to perfect the product before they validate the idea. They invest a lot of time, they invest a lot of money, and they don't even know if anybody wants it. But not you. You're gonna validate first. I remember when I first got started in real estate, I validated my idea by having conversations with friends, family, colleague, anybody who I knew that could potentially be a customer. I would ask people, what are your thoughts on if you could own a house in the next 6 months? And I would listen to their answers. The answers could have been, yeah, I would love to own a house, but my credit's not right. Or I don't even know of who to talk to. I don't know of a banker. I don't even know where to get started. Where do I find houses? I don't know how to find what's the best school districts. All of these things, I was learning about the frustrations. For you, how you validate that idea is, first off, maybe you look at a market. If there's a competitor product that you're thinking about doing or a competitor service, you can go out and you can ask customers, hey, what do you like about this service? But more importantly, what don't you like about this service? Well, what if that could be solved through a different product or service, the one that you would be offering? If they say, oh, I would love to have that, now you validated that, hey, there's a need for whatever I'm solving, right? And if I have enough passion, if I have enough conviction, if I have my why around it, someone will actually purchase this thing for me. So you gotta validate first off. Think about Sarah Blakely. She didn't spend years or even hundreds of thousands of dollars up front validating Spanx. She took a pair of pantyhose, she cut the feet off, and she put them on real women. She then used that feedback to keep optimizing her product until she had her finished version. But the finished version was really just version 3, 4, 5. She had already been making money with version 2, even probably version 1. So for you, you got to understand that you could still make money with that first version, even though it's not going to be super polished. If you think about it, the more that you can validate this idea, the more that you know that someone else is willing to invest in it, and the more that you can charge, because you can figure out, here's all the things that I could add to my product over time, and here's why my product will be that much more valuable. But you don't get that before you validate that there's an idea. Now, in 2024, the best part about this is it's so easy to validate an idea. You could go to Facebook, you could go to Instagram, you could go to LinkedIn, you could go to Twitter, you could join some groups, and you could ask people, hey, do you guys use this product? If you don't use this product, why don't you? What would make it better so you did use this product? You could put polls up in your stories. You could put them up in Instagram in the comments. There's so many ways to get feedback before you invest a lot of time, energy, and money into this product. Now, if you get some good feedback and people saying, yeah, I would absolutely use this product, then that's great. You get the product out there and you start making money. If they say, hey, I probably wouldn't use this product, that's great too, because now you know why they wouldn't use it. So you try to solve those problems and now you try to see if they would use it. But either way, you got feedback. I did this with real estate. I did this with my daycares. I do this with every single business that I'm trying to get into. We need to validate first because we don't want to waste money. We don't want to waste effort, and we don't want to waste our most valuable asset, which is our time. Number 3, test the waters with social proof. Make sure that you ask, you validate, is there a market for it? If there is, you got to get it out there. And now let's get to the 4th step, and that is launching. Now, when I think of launching, I think most people do it wrong. And the reason being is because they spend so much time, you guessed it, trying to perfect the product. We don't want to perfect. We always want to think about progress over perfection. Why? Is because the more room that we leave to be able to optimize and get something better, the more growth and the more upside for income and impact that we have. Think about Tesla. When Tesla first came out, the product that they have today does not look like the product that they first started with. Think about Apple, the first iPhone. It looks nothing like the iPhone 16, 15, none of those. Think about your internet, right? The internet used to be super slow. It was dial-up. Now people have fiber, people have, high-speed internet. It is just a different product. And that's the same thing you got to be okay with. The product that you had today is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be these videos that we make, right? If you're watching this video today, it's not a perfect video compared to what it will be when I'm making videos a year from now, 2 years from now. If you go back to any of my previous videos, those videos sucked. Why? Is because I wasn't worried about perfection. I was only worried about progress. So for your first business, for your next product, for your next service, you have to keep that in mind. When I launch, I got to launch fast. One of the best things that I ever learned from Mark Zuckerberg is he says we move fast and we break stuff. Not everything is going to be pretty. In fact, it's going to be ugly. But there's ugliness in the struggle and there's also ugliness in the success. I learned that from my guy, J. Cole. So shout out to J. Cole. But again, remember, nothing is going to be perfect. It doesn't exist. So you got to launch and you got to fail fast and you got to fail forward. Each time that you get up, you fail forward again. Each time that you get up, you fail forward again. And eventually you stand up and you notice that you're at the finish line. That's all that matters. That finish line is whatever you want it to be. So again, you got to launch and you got to launch fast. Finally, let's talk about scaling. Now, scaling is something that most people think I need more sales, I need more products, I need more service, but that's not what I think about. When I think about scaling, it means that we need more impact. So what do I mean by that? First off, for me, whatever I do, I try to get people to buy into the vision. Most people do not care about your product. They don't care about your service. What they truly care about is the purpose behind it and why they should invest into it. If you can't get somebody to believe in your vision, if you can't get somebody to believe in your dream, and more importantly, see themselves in it, you'll never be able to scale any company. It doesn't matter if it's a product or if it's a service company. So you have to focus on that. One of the best ways that I learned this was through Nike. If you think about how were they able to partner with the biggest athletes in the world? I'm talking Michael Jordan. I'm talking Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Venus and Serena Williams. Some of the biggest names in the world, Andre Agassi, if I remember correctly. Some of the biggest in the world, they were partnered with Nike. Why? Not because they had the best shoes. It was because they had a mission and a movement that they believed in. It was just do it. It was take action. It was do it scared. It was do it without the resources. It was do it without the money. It was do it without the team. It was do it without even a vision at that time. It was do it, do it, do it. Didn't matter what it was, just do. That's what you got to focus on. You got to take action on something today. The second part with that is you have to nurture your community. As you start getting this feedback, you're going to get DMs, you're going to get comments. You got to make sure that you or somebody on your team is always responding to those. That feedback could be the thing that propels you past any vision that you ever thought that you had. It takes you to the next level. You got to make sure that you're always on top of it. Now, the great thing is with AI, you can do all of this pretty seamlessly. I use a tool that I run all of my business through. It helps me to manage all of my inboxes, helps me to respond to all emails, helps me to respond to all DMs. I'll link it down below. But these tools out here nowadays, regardless of what you use, can help you to manage that communication so there's no excuse. The next part of that is there's tools out there. There's tools like Upwork, Fiverr, and they're not sponsoring this video, but those are tools that you could use to be able to build your business by using offshore freelancers to be able to keep your costs low. Those are tools that I recommend as well, because again, it's not going to be pretty in the beginning, but at the end of the day, as long as you're making progress and you're getting 1% better each day, you and your business, that's really all that matters. And 365% year over year, compound interest is crazy on that. And for 365% growth year over year, who wouldn't take that? So again, remember, at the end of the day, you just got to get something launched, because the sooner that you get it launched, the better off you'll be. So there you have it, the 5 steps to starting your business in 2024 and beyond. Number 1, you have to start with the purpose in mind. You connect it to your why. That will help you to keep going when times get hard. Number 2, you have to build fast, build lean, but build with AI. That will help it be so much easier. Number 3, validate and get social proof. Validate your ideas with people who are already looking for your service, and the people who do try it and they love it, make sure you get that right away, because you can use that as leverage to be able to find even more people just like them. Number 4, make sure that you launch quickly. We don't want to waste time perfecting. We want to make sure that we focus on progress over perfection. And number 5, scale with community, not with sales. The more that you can get your community rallied around your impact, the better off that you'll be. But here's the thing that most people don't pick up on. It doesn't matter all of the systems, the tools, the resources. You have it all here right now. But that does not matter if you don't take action. We all have a dream, and I say it in every single video. Without any action, that dream will only merely be a fantasy. You can start by taking action if you've gotten any value out of this video by clicking that like button and dropping a comment below and letting me know what is your dream business that you're looking to start. Maybe us in the community, we can all help you do just that. I know that I have a lot of resources and I love to help people start their businesses. Now, here's the thing. You could go back and listen to another 10, 20, 30 books. You could watch another 100 videos. You could find more podcasts. But the thing that we both have to admit is if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So you got to make that change. You got to take some action. If you do, I promise you it would be the best decision of your life. So it all starts today. They say that the best time to invest into anything was 20 years ago. You want to know the second best time? It's today. Invest into yourself. Start that business. Don't worry about the LLC. Don't worry about the resources. Figure out how you can get a product. What do you love? Validate the idea and get that thing launched. I did it. I started with absolutely nothing. And just like I told you, there's been many of successful entrepreneurs who you admire today that started that exact same way. If you start taking action today, regardless of the resources you have, you can be that inspiration for the next person that's looking 5, 10, 15 years from now. So you have the blueprint, you have the tools. The only thing is left is turning that dream that you have into a reality. That's all for this one. We'll catch you on the next one.